All right, welcome back, Cosmic Cunties. I am so excited to be back. We are back for the week of January 6th, 2026 until January 12th, 2026. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I took a week off. I was in a major transition. Plus, it's the winter time, so I wanted to hibernate and just get my energy right. And also, I want to start releasing these on Tuesdays because it's cunty. See you next Tuesday. Get it? So that's the way that we're going to start doing this from now on. So it'll be released on Tuesdays. And of course, I'll cover the Monday that is coming up for that following week. And that way we can get all of the astrological, energetic, juicy goodness that is coming to us. And we can learn how to best operate in our life based on those energies of the week and try to be the best version of ourselves. And that's the whole goal. So as always, I do like to always remind y'all that what we are seeing in our external world and feeling from our external world is a direct reflection of what's going on internally. So the world is our mirror, is our map, and the cosmos are no different. They just kind of are an outlined or a playbook of how to best utilize our energy, when to do certain things, not do certain things, and when to align and work with that. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tiffany. If you are not new here, I'm so glad you've come back after a week's hiatus. And yeah, this week is potent. This week is powerful. This week is your CEO of 2026 week. And just going through this week, I feel juiced up and jazzed up and ready to take on the year. And I feel like we can get a lot done this week, despite it being wintertime in the Northern Hemisphere and hibernation time. I do think that we can get a lot done this week that will really help us catapult in 2026, which is the name of the game, with it being the fire horse. Fire, we get shit done. We blaze the trails. Horse, movement. So that is the energy. Whether you act on the energy of this week or not, it is so important that you start to build your legacy this week. So your abundance tactics and goals need to be laid out and fleshed out. And the dreams that we have been keeping in our minds for so long now, for almost 14 years with Neptune and Pisces, it is time to start moving that legacy forward. It is time to put the dreams into action. It is a Capricorn stellium week. So, and it's not just 3, it's like 4 planets that are in Capricorn all together. And so this, again, like I said, is a really potent and powerful week. So Tuesday, January 6th, essentially the energy that I'm going to go over for today, Tuesday, the 6th, is the energy that we will be feeling all week, essentially. The conjunctions where the planets are most potent and powerful are on sometimes other days. But I do feel that as human beings, we feel the energy before the conjunction, before the exact aspect happens, the 0 degrees aspect, and or after. So it's kind of just the energy or potency of the entire week. So the first thing that we're going to be feeling is the sun in Capricorn is conjunct Venus and Mars in Capricorn. So this is the energy of we are the CEOs of our life. 2026 is the year that we start to show ourselves. We start to speak our dreams. We start to implement our dreams. Whatever we've been building in our minds the last however many years, it's time to solidify it and it's time to show it out into the world. Take action on it this week. Even if it's just one small step, please take action on it this week. If you take away any advice from the cosmos this week, it is take one action towards what you're trying to build in 2026. What is your legacy? Take an action towards it. This is the first material steps. This is the 3D. Capricorn is very in the 3D. It's very in the practical steps of how to build our legacy and make things happen. With this also being Sun conjunct Venus, it's a cazimi that's going on because it is exact. It is happening today, the cazimi, the 0 point. So how do we show ourselves the love that we deserve? How do we take the actions on our dreams? You know, we can sit and self-love ourselves all day long in the bubble baths and the self-care and getting the massages and the journaling and the meditating. But if you're not moving the needle forward on your dreams, then there is this lack of implementation of your self-love, in my opinion. So where can you move that forward today? The other thing that's happening, obviously, based on what I just got done saying, is Venus is conjunct Mars in Capricorn. So this really is the combination of the energy of taking things forward, taking action on our abundance, taking things into our own hands and coming up with the steps and implementing them. So show up, step out, make the moves. One thing that you can do, just make the move, make it happen. We also have Jupiter in Cancer squaring, bless you, Ozzy. We also have Jupiter in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries. So this is a feeling that the expansion of our wounds, that's Chiron, the wounded healer, of self-expression and identity, which is Aries. And it's allowing us to clear these so that we can utilize that Capricorn energy to step out. It's kind of like, it's really amazing how these cosmos work together. It's this final work of the Chiron and Aries placement. What can we release when it comes to how we identify with ourselves and how we express ourselves so that we can really step out into the world and allow ourselves to expand? So use that energy to release whatever you need to release this week in order to best utilize the Capricorn energy. We also have Saturn conjunct Neptune and Pisces. This energy is really going to continue to keep being together. We do have a 0 degrees conjunction coming up. It is going to be happening in Aries. It's a very potent conjunction that a lot of astrologers are talking about and kind of anticipating. But Saturn is technically conjunct Neptune already. The energy is already there, but it's happening in Pisces right now before they move over into Aries. But essentially this is the best friends at the party duo still working together to continue putting the necessary structure and plans in place to move our dreams forward. So what have you been dreaming of doing and moving that forward with the structure that's needed so that we can have that solid foundation for the legacy that we're building? And it continues to be there. That energy continues to be there. It's been there all of 2025, basically, and it will be continuing for the next couple of years, but it's now with this Capricorn stellium this week, it's no longer in our mind. It's let's make it happen. Let's put it out there in the world and take those steps that are necessary to say it loud and proud. And then Wednesday, the 7th, we're going to have the sun in Capricorn trining moon in Virgo. So both very earthy energies. This is a grounding energy of basically our light essence and our internal emotional world. So this is really helping us and supporting us to internally feel like we have what we need and what it takes to move forward on this Capricorn stellium energy. So the Capricorn, that boss CEO energy of moving things forward, is so much so supported internally on Wednesday. We also have Sun, Venus, and Mars and Capricorn opposing Jupiter in Cancer. So the opposition here is going to cause this like push-pull in this optimism and pessimism, in this expansion and restriction. I think that this is also going to be what I see the cosmos doing with this energy is this confinement of our emotions so that we can best utilize, again, that Capricorn energy to move forward with the stellium energy this week. If you've got the sun, Venus, and Mars together and it's opposing Jupiter, Jupiter is a very, it has a lot of powerful influence. But when you put sun, Venus, and Mars together in one archetype or one energy, it's really hard for Jupiter to kind of like overthrow that. And so it really is there to see where we can work with our internal world Cancer emotions to keep that confined in a space where we're able to make the grounded moves and take that forward versus relying upon our internal emotional world to kind of like keep us safe or keep us hidden with that opposition to Jupiter. So the third thing that's happening on Wednesday is the moon in Virgo is going to trine Venus and Mars in Capricorn. And so we are feeling grounded, organized, and orderly in order to move our practical goals forward. So whereas Jupiter and Cancer is in opposition, we have our true emotional world supporting this energy of being grounded and practical and making things happen. So I really do think that the opposition to Jupiter and Cancer is going to be overshadowed. I don't think it's a huge thing to pay attention to. And then we've got Thursday, moon in Virgo is opposing Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. This is where our emotions are not allowing us to stay in the dreamy Neptunian Pisces energy. We're using this friction to overcome the dreaminess, to allow us to keep moving forward in practical steps with the Capricorn stellium. So with that being said, I do think this is a pretty big opposition. You've got the little baby moon opposing Saturn and Neptune, but that's not the only thing that's going on in the sky. So we have to pay attention to the cosmos as a whole and really look at what is the overarching energy of the week. And the Capricorn stellium is so potent and supports the moon in Virgo that I think it's like, it's this energy that we get to feel and understand and see the difference of what has it felt like the past however many years where we've been just dreaming up things that we would like to create or do or be in our life. And now we get to see what it feels like to really take that and stretch that over into that 3D world where we've had these downloads and now we're able to put them into the 3D. We're able to take the feminine and all of the intuition of our upper chakras and bring them down into the material chakras. And we're feeling that move. The moon, it's how we feel our heart. And so it's that intersection where we're able to say, oh, okay, this is how it feels to actually start putting this into the world. And so it might not feel great. It might feel like scary. Like, oh my gosh, this is not like my dreams are actually coming out into this world. Like I'm actually birthing this. And I've been dreaming of birthing this for so long. And now it's like finally go time. It's scary. And so we might be feeling a little like, a little bit of friction there or opposition. We also have the moon in Virgo trining Uranus and Taurus. And so again, Virgo and Taurus, earth energy, moon, our internal emotional world. There can be some type of shakeup when it comes to how we feel grounded, our self-worth, or our financial situation. But it's essentially a shakeout because Uranus, we give it a bad rap because it's like shaking things out or shaking things up. But in reality, it is always for our highest good. And with this being a trine, it's more of a positive thing. So I can see it shaking anything out that's making us question where we are worthy of moving forward on our dreams and legacy. So it's like, if you're still sitting here questioning during this Capricorn stellium week of like whether or not you should be doing this, no, it's being taken care of. So the cosmos are basically clearing any last remains in our way for us to launch our legacy, because that is what we're doing. We are launching our legacy this week. That is literally what it feels like and what it should be, what should actually be happening, not just feel, but actually be happening in the 3D real world. Okay, we also have Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Mars in Capricorn. So now this is bringing in that fourth planet into the Capricorn stellium we've already been feeling for the week. This is, we talk the talk, but also we're going to walk the walk. Talk the talk is Mercury. Mars is walk the walk. So we are following through on our dreams. We are making our ideas permanent. We are laying that legacy. We're laying that line down. Friday, we've got the main conjunction for Capricorn opposing Jupiter. So with that being said, well, I've already kind of talked about what that feels like on the earlier days, but it's just that's the main day on Friday that's going to be felt. Like it's that 0 degrees. So it should be the most potent for people. Now we also have the moon in Libra squaring Mercury in Capricorn. This is a friction with our internal world, but it is so powerful on the outside with the Mercury and Capricorn combining that stellium that the Capricorn energy will most likely take over, and what is communicated very seriously to you, very meticulously to you, may not feel good internally, but we can see why it's happening. Like there's so much energy in Capricorn influencing us that we can understand what's going on. And it might be like a little like, inside, but it's like, we get it, it's like, okay, like I wish it maybe wasn't said this way. And if you're a Capricorn, you're probably going to feel fine about it. You're going to be like, okay, yeah, let's get it done. But if you're someone that's maybe more like, I have my moon in Libra, I'm probably going to be like, but then it's like, you know what, that is what it is. So, that's kind of the energy on Friday with that. We also have the Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Venus and Mars in Capricorn. So that's going to be Venus and Mars in Cap also squaring the moon in Libra. Yeah, again, it's just talking the talk and getting it done. I don't really need to rehash that. And that's why the Mercury is going to be more powerful than the moon. Saturday, we are going to have a pretty emotional day. This is the main day of Mars opposing Jupiter. So anything where we're trying to take action is going to feel restricted, not expanded upon. We are needing to slow down and evaluate our emotions on that day and why we are trying to take action with all the moon aspects happening. So it might be best for us to not really take any action on Saturday because of all of our emotions that are going to be flowing, especially with the moon in Libra opposing Chiron in Aries. So that opposition with the wounded healer, we want relation and we want partnership internally, but we are needing to look at, and what's coming up is, where are we hindering our self-expression? Where are we not allowing our identity to shine? And so this could be a good reflection on, if we've taken that step forward on that Capricorn stellium, where are we not feeling good about allowing ourselves to shine, and why not? And revisiting this Chiron in Aries. Aries is all about self-expression and it's opposing the relationship focus of Libra. So where are we choosing how we relate to others versus how we're expressing ourselves? And if we're expressing ourselves authentically, why are we not feeling empowered by that versus comparing ourselves and how we feel interpersonally? So with that being said, we also have the moon in Libra squaring both Venus and Mars in Capricorn and Jupiter in Cancer, which, by the way, is still retrograding. So we're fighting this external action of moving forward with like friction with love and beauty and abundance in the outside world. So we're trying to focus on the good externally and not on the internal focus as much. The external planets and what's happening externally in our life is going to be a much more potent energy to focus on. Although the moon is doing a lot of aspecting, our internal emotional world is doing a lot of aspecting on Saturday. Our goal or our job is to focus on what's happening externally, like see the good in what's going on, try to find the beauty on the things that are playing out in our world and the things that we're seeing. Just like every day, if you want abundance to come into your life, choose to see the abundance that's in your life. Choose to see all of the beauty and bounty around you, even if it's like, I haven't been able to pay my bills in months. Okay, I'm still in my beautiful home, for example. So like your whole entire life, your whole entire world, your whole entire existence, your whole entire truth, your whole entire story is literally a product of your mind and of your thoughts. So really working on Saturday to practice that. With the moon in Libra also squaring Jupiter in Cancer, This is a restriction of our emotional world, feeling closed off or intense internally and not being able to expand, grow, and move forward. So again, really trying to work on our internal world and our mental world to see what's happening in our favor, essentially, even if it might feel like it's not. Sunday is going to be a difficult day for our internal world and love in general. The moon in Libra is squaring Pluto and Aquarius. So we can face some shadows internally with Pluto being there and there being friction. We might need to work through some emotions and ways that we show up in relations to others and within groups. So Libra is relation, partnership. Aquarius is our relation with groups or just groups in general, friends. And so with our internal world squaring this and the shadows, I really do think it's going to be a continuation on our reflections and emotions from Saturday of how do we show up in relation? Are we authentic? How do we show up in groups? And are they different between those two and why? And does that align with us? And, just doing that hard, deep internal work. We also have Venus and Capricorn squaring Chiron and Aries. So again, how do we express ourselves in love? How do we express our needs? And is it aligned with how we actually feel inside? Who are we in relationships? And does it align with how we want to be loved? And so really working on our love wounds on Sunday and self-love and where can we work with ourselves to help us feel more loved, whether that be internally providing for ourselves or externally providing for ourselves and or externally finding all the love and the beauty and abundance in the world, whether that be through interpersonal relationships or just what you see and experience in the world in general. And then Monday, it'll be the last day for this week. It's going to be intense. Maybe feeling some anger, some rage, some frustration, maybe old anger, old rage, old frustration coming up, old wounds coming up, because we do have Mars and Capricorn squaring Chiron and Aries. So when we have Mars squaring Aries, this is very intense. This is very the anger is there, the rage is there, the frustration is there. It's all coming forward. So be easy with yourself. Try not to be harsh and judge yourself. Whatever's coming up is meant to come up. You're meant to feel it. That means you're ready to feel it. That means you're not ready to hold it and hide it in secret in your body anymore without your awareness. So allow yourself to feel safe, to hold those emotions, to feel them, to move through them. We want to take action on these wounds or our emotions, but we feel like we cannot, which is probably a good thing. And because we also have this Sun and Capricorn squaring Chiron and Aries as well. So it's basically our entire light being, our entire light essence is facing this Chiron and Aries, which is, where do we have wounds of rage, ancestral rage, or past lifetime rage or anger or pain, or especially when it comes around not being able to express ourselves or our identity and not being able to fully be authentic in the world. Where do we feel that rage? It can be this lifetime too of not being able to fully be ourselves and express our wild, wonderful, beautiful selves. And so if you're feeling that oppression or repression, it's coming forward on Monday. And so just be easy with yourself. It's kind of like this Saturday build, Sunday build, Monday, explosion almost, but try not to have the explosion. Speaking for myself. So yeah, just being with yourself and holding yourself, it's getting that work done, that Capricorn energy and putting those things out there. And then Saturday we start to reflect. We might start to be a little harder on ourselves. Sunday, these things come to light more. And then Monday, it's this releasing, I feel. So yeah, that is the week of the 6th until the 12th. And I hope you all find this very helpful for you to work with and know what to expect, not only internally, but externally if you're dealing with others or projects within this week. And I hope that this is empowering you and encouraging you to finally make that if it's not something big, that's something tiny step. I mean, writing a business plan out on your computer and maybe not even sharing it, just something to move your legacy forward. This energy this week is so powerful and one of the more powerful weeks, I would say, of this year. And so really working with this and really implementing and grounding your legacy in the 3D somehow, some way, please do that for yourself and for the world. There's only one of you. We deserve to see what you have to offer, what your gifts and services are, what your special frequency is. Let your freak flag fly high so that you can call in all the freaks and geeks in your life to your little corner of the world. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them down below. You can email me, you can DM me on Instagram. All that information is provided down below. If you're looking for a 2026 reading, I did post the main transits that are going to be happening in 2026. And that's on my Instagram. But if you're wanting to see how those main transits in 2026 energy is going to be playing out for you personally on your personal natal chart, I am running a sale on 2026 readings until January 11th. So you have about 5 more days to snag this discounted rate of $111. And so if you would like that, feel free to email me or DM me on Instagram. And that way we can get you scheduled at the lower rate. Yeah. And any feedback, I'm always open to feedback. I love it. I'm here for y'all. I'm here to help you all show up as your highest, best version of yourself and to work with the energies that be. And so we can kind of match our astrological energetic blueprint over what's happening cosmically today. And yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. I want to thank all of y'all for being here. Again, once I reach 50 subscribers, I will start doing rising sign videos, which will be much more intimate and related to you personally and how things are going to be affecting you personally. But I got to hit 50 subscribers first. So I hope you all have a beautiful week. Please share with me how these cosmos are affecting you. And I will see you next Tuesday, cunties. That is all. Much love.